leak cleanup and removal, to name a few. They also do air duct cleaning, carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, as well as area rug cleaning. They have 24/7 emergency response. Please give them a call today, 972-644-9500. This is a great organization. They have my respect and support. Give them yours as well. Once again, Ivan Dawkins of ENVIROCLEAN Systems. Give them a call at 972-644-9500.
What does greatness sound like? Does it sound like this? Or maybe like this? Truth is, greatness sounds like all these things. But now there's a new sound of greatness with the EVO ONE basketball powered by micro sensor technology. EVO ONE acts as your professional shooting coach. It measures the motion of your shot and emits audible beeps to notify you that you've shot it correctly. You'll only hear audible feedback when you shoot with optimal backspin. If your shot's off, you won't hear anything, meaning you need to adjust your release. Build muscle memory around a consistent shot pattern to improve your chances of being on. When you're done training, simply remove the sensor to transform EVO ONE back into your traditional basketball. Greatness has a new sound. Hear your game improve like never before with the revolutionary EVO ONE basketball by Shooters Red.
Get the EVO ONE Sensored Basketball right now at EVO1Sports.com. Get 20% off using the code 2LIVE. Also, follow them on Twitter at EVO1S, EVO1S. They'll be giving away tickets to a Warriors game. So the NBA ticket raffle, go follow them. The raffle starts on Monday. Follow them at EVO1S. All right, so we are back in the BS3 Sports Show, and we should have Larry B calling in here in just a moment. We gotta talk. We have to talk. This national championship game, which I think is going to be probably one of the best we've seen in a while. I don't see it being lopsided. I don't see it being a blowout. But I think these two teams are very similar. I'm a fan. I'm not really a fan of either one of them. But I think I want to see Georgia win. Alabama's win for so long. It would be nice to see another champion on the top of the mountain. All right, we got Larry B of IE Sports Radio on the line. He's been calling in all college football season, so we had to talk about the national championship game. How's it going today?
Hey, how's it going, Ben? Thanks for having me back on the show, man.
Definitely, always. And check out his station, IE Sports Radio, on Spreaker.com. So, you know what we're here to talk about. We got the national championship game. It's all set. All SEC national championship game, by the way. Georgia versus Alabama. Alabama's looking like they're going to be the favorite. But I want to get your rundown on the game first, and then we'll talk about prediction a little bit later.
You certainly got it, Ben. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Once again, it's great to be back here on the BS3 Sports Show, man. I'm kind of bummed out, Ben, because this is it, man. This is the last ride for the college season, and I'm kind of bummed out because, I mean, hey, I'd love to be back on the show during the off season sometime, but I'm just saying it's been fun this whole season long coming on with you, man, for every other weekend talking college football, and certainly I'd love to do it again next year if you allow me the chance.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So alrighty, well, first and foremost, man, I'll tell you what, this game is certainly going to be, it's going to be everything it is as advertised to be. When people say, you know, an all SEC championship again, oh, here we go again with it. Understand, y'all, the SEC they have not always been the most dominant conference, but they have been for a minimum of the last decade, okay? We have seen incredible SEC teams and then incredible SEC players go into the NFL and do incredible things. So there really is no overuse of the word incredible when you speak of the SEC, at least in the last 10 years. So with that said, I understand about the whole UCF thing. It's kind of, I know, but next year, if they continue on and do well, I just got to say, I really do believe that they can be up there as well in the talks. But speaking of the SEC, yes, it is an all-SEC championship, and I'm really looking forward to seeing these two guys go at it, or these two teams. It's kind of funny because all season long, we kind of thought that, this might be the SEC championship game. However, things didn't go as planned in the Iron Bowl for Alabama. They were a thorn in their side this year, couldn't get it done. And also, Auburn would do their thing against Georgia as well this year in early November. So in November, Auburn seemed to be, the big champs here in the SEC until the SEC championship itself, where Georgia would get this thing done. Look like a completely different team a few weeks later. And I'll tell you what, Ben, the best part about that game was seeing the growth of Kirby Smart. I mean, he has been under Nick Saban for such a long time. He gets his own gig. He goes over to Georgia. He does his thing. He creates this powerhouse team. And seriously, what I like about the most is there's all kinds of respect there, of course. What I like about the most is seriously, man, we know that this could have been the SEC championship game, but why make it the SEC championship game when we can make it the national championship game? So
right.
The crazy part about it is the way I see it is they were on collision course from day one, all right? Like, you knew they were going to meet up in the SEC championship or at some point during some point, and you figured that, well, that's where they're going to intersect. But like I said, it ends up being the national championship game. And the crazy part about the SEC championship is Kirby Smart, his growth has come so far to where he completely readjusts his entire team. They take it, all right? They just lash Auburn. Take it to them. Win their first SEC championship since 2005. They were there a couple times after that, but there was no cigar. They get it done in 2005. And then this is where the madness hits, because Selection Sunday, well, it's going to be the Big Ten champs? No. It's going to be the Pac-12 champs? No. It's Bama, because their schedule is pretty nasty. So they go head-to-head. We saw what happened this past Monday, and here we are talking about this game coming up on Monday. I'll tell you what, the crazy part to me about all of this coming together is they were on that collision course. Here they are. And now we have our very first number 3 versus number 4 national championship ever, which is awesome.
That is amazing.
It's awesome. We've never had that. We've never seen the first 2 seeds go down like that. We've never seen that happen. And it's going to become a thing now, like March Madness. A number 1 seed goes down. A number 2 seed goes down. It's number 4 versus, number 5 or whatever coming into the Final Four. So that's what I'm talking about, Ben. And seriously, I really hope we continue to grow this thing into maybe even an 18 playoff, because I'll tell you what, I just got finished watching the FCS championship a little bit ago, watching the Bisons win their 6th championship. Well, their 13th in school history, the 6th championship in the last 7 years as they knocked out JMU. And you know what, man? That right there is, I think, Division I single A needs. Anyway, so going into my breakdown of this, seriously, my honest opinion on this is Fromm has been a monster this year. He stepped in for Easton when he was injured early on in the season, and he has played well. 168 for 259 yards, 2,383 yards total on the season, 23 touchdowns, but he has thrown 5 picks. That's okay. Jalen Hurts has had a remarkable season, but guess what? He's played well. 151 for 246, 2,060 yards, 17 touchdowns and 1 interception on the year. Now, I understand the tandems of these running games, but of course we have Chubb, 205 carries, 1,300. All right, so 1,320 yards and 15 touchdowns. Harris, 129 carries, 983 yards and 11 touchdowns. Now, these two are extremely similar, and if you think about it, both these teams are extremely similar. And the defense, I think, is where it really is going to come down, and that right there is going to be my actual deciding factor. Looking at the yards allowed, Ben, this is as crazy as it gets. Bama, 257.8 yards allowed, and Georgia, 270.9 yards allowed. I mean, they are within, they are so close. They're only 13 yards different. Okay, and then in total yards on offense, 449.7 for Bama, 440.3 for Georgia. I mean, we're talking about slightly within 10, okay, 9, 10-yard difference with a decimal on it. I'm just saying that's how close these two are. But my main factor in this is going to be Fromm. I like this guy a lot. He has played extremely well. Problem is, though, he stepped in and he stepped into a role that he was thrown to the wolves, but he performed extremely well. He got his team to a national championship, so I don't know what else he's got to do to show that, yes, this guy is a deserved starter. But as a freshman mistakes can happen, even though he hasn't made very many. He has thrown 5 picks this year. Bama is going to bring the heat, all right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you saw it on Monday night, Ben. There's a guy over there, and he is starving. His name, okay, this guy is incredible as a gift, man. Mr. Payne on over there on that defensive line. He not only got himself a sack, a couple sacks, he got himself an interception and a touchdown catch. I mean, unbelievable day for a defensive lineman, right? But I'll tell you what, man. He will bring the pain. This defensive line is going to be my X factor. They are going to go after they're seriously going to go after Georgia. And my X factor for Georgia is going to be their linebacker. I forget his first name, and it bugs me. I should have written it down, but his last name is Smith. This guy is incredible. This linebacker, to me, is one of the most complete linebackers I have seen throughout the entire college season. I will take him on my Raiders any given day. Trust me, this guy I think he can go into the professionals right now and be one of the top linebackers because his IQ is incredible. This guy sniffs out plays before they even begin. His speed is there. So I think we're going to have both X factors on the defensive side of the ball. And personally, what gets me the most is right here, the rushing. 94.1 yards allowed for Bama, 112.6 yards for Georgia. I know that's not the biggest difference, but in passing, 163.7 for Bama, 158.3 for Georgia. It's a little closer there. Understand, the rushing game is going to be key, and don't forget, Fromm can scramble. He can, okay? We've seen him. But there's a power lifter, and I will say that very, 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 very strongly. There is a power lifter who receives the snap for the Crimson Tide, and his name is Jalen Hurts. And he runs the rock basically like another running back, a nasty running back. Ben, I would love to sit here and say it's going to be a Cinderella story for Kirby Smart and his Georgia Bulldogs, but there's no way. I'm not taking the Tide, man. Roll, Tide, roll. I'm taking these guys to win it in a very NFL Super Bowl style type of game. We really did get the best two teams going head-to-head in this year's national championship. It's an all-SEC championship, 24-17. It'll be a dogfight, but that's just the kind of game you love to see in the SEC, just the kind of game the SEC loves to play or loves to produce, and just the type of game the SEC players love to play in. This will be a battle, but yes, I'm sorry for everybody in the ATL, man. My bad, I know, but I'm taking Bama, man. It's going to be a great game. Touchdown decides it all, and that is pretty much my thoughts and breakdown on national championship coming up on Monday night.
All right. I am excited about this game, and like I mentioned a little bit earlier, these teams have similar teams. Run the ball in defense, pass the ball as well. You got Jake from State Farm, like you said, on one side. You got Jalen Hurts on the other side. And Bama has been a staple for the past, ever since Saban got there. They've been a staple. And so it's no surprise that they're in this game. To me, Georgia, it is a little bit surprising, but I agree with you 100%. Kirby Smart has really come in here and flipped the switch immediately. It hasn't been a couple of years where this is his second year and they're already in a national championship game. Also, shout out to Vince Wright, sports governor of Minnesota, jumping into the chat room, so appreciate that. But I think this is going to go down as one of the best games I think that we're going to see. Now, the biggest thing is for me, which I've also said this, is Georgia looked suspect versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma doesn't play defense. That's why it's called the no defense Big 12, or the no D Big 12, I guess you can call it.